Okay, so I want to do this at the cadence and the rhythm of the guy that sells the vegetable food supplement thing. So, all right, okay, so, 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 what do you think? What do you think of when you hear the word therapist? What do you think of? What do you think? What do you think of when you think of the word therapist? Or you think of the word counselor? Or you think of the term going to counseling? Think about what it is that comes to mind when you think about that. So maybe what comes to mind is an exceptionally wonderful, affirming, growth enhancing experience filled with insight and understanding and personal growth in the way that you would love. But then that's maybe what those of you who have not yet gone to counseling think of. So how about for those of you who've been to counseling and experienced the great disappointment? And if you have gone to counseling and you have felt as though you weren't really getting anything and you didn't really know why you kept going, those are the people I'm talking to. Those are the people whose experiencing with counseling kind of flattened out after an initial rush of excitement and enthusiasm. And then nothing really seemed to happen after that. Sure, you could come and you could talk to your therapist once a week about what's going on in your life, and you could be given suggestions about strategies to manage your thoughts and to manage your anxieties and manage your depression and other physical sensations in your body. You could be getting all those instructions and learning grounding techniques and, softening your breath and settling into your body. But was that really happening for you? And my guess is, if you're still listening to this, that probably has not been what's happened to you. My guess is that you received the information and you received the guidance, but you had trouble putting it consistently into place. But you kept going because you made a commitment to yourself and it still felt as though you were stuck. So I'm here to tell you that therapy doesn't have to be an experience where you have low expectations and you think all you're going to do is be stuck after a while and then there's no place to go except stuck. I'm here to tell you that therapy, which hasn't changed since the 1950s, or even some forms haven't changed going back to even the 1930s and earlier with Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung, and more recently the likes of B.F. Skinner, or even David Byrne and cognitive therapy. Lately we've seen the introduction of mindfulness. Redo. That's not the experience that I want people to have. I believe that your experience in therapy can be rewarding, gratifying, and absolutely transformational if that's what you're looking for. If you're just looking to handle some anxieties better, to be able to gain more self-confidence and feel calmer in the presence of difficult people, if you don't want to continue to be triggered into anger or defensiveness or grave self-doubt, And I know I have a therapy that can help you and not in the way that you might think. Accelerated resolution therapy and other similar therapies rely on the use of memory reconsolidation in order to change and rewire that kind of triggering mechanism of memory reconsolidation. It's a well-documented process of memory which allows us to update fear-based memories. We can learn that the things that we used to be afraid of are no longer frightening or scary to us. So think about when you were a little kid, and even when you're a baby, before you're verbal, the whole idea of staying upright, or you put a baby on a glass coffee table, they're not going to have too much fun. They're going to be, disoriented. But as they grow, they learn to overcome those innate fears that are meant to initially keep them safe. So we use memory reconsolidation in a variety of different settings. And later on in this video series, I'm going to teach you more about how to do that. Right now, I just want you to picture for yourself sitting in a chair, moving your eyes, imagining your problems, really looking at the ones that cause you to cringe or tense up or tighten up or create noticeable discomfort for yourself. Focus on those and then calm your body for a moment. Hey, and then go back and get yourself worked up again. Look at those images, really study them and see them and let your body respond to them. And then bring your body back down. And then you do that. You bring yourself up, you let yourself come back down. Back and forth, and after a handful of cycles through that up and down, suddenly you're noticing your body is no longer reacting. The trigger is no longer triggering. The trigger memory no longer has the oomph that it has had perhaps all your life. And so then imagine reimagining yourself, feeling confident and focused and at ease in the face of whatever that trigger or that memory was that you had just finished processing. You're now rewiring a new response into your neural network that your brain will rely on from this point forward when you encounter that memory or that trigger. You're creating imagery that is entirely up to you, that portrays a successful encounter and a successful outcome. Again, where you're feeling grounded and focused and at ease. And you see yourself moving through the recall of that memory or moving through that trigger. And you come out the other side with grace and confidence and ease. And there's no distress at all. Imagine what that would be like. I'm going to be teaching you more about this over the coming weeks. And so I want you to hit the subscribe button so you get notifications. And I want you to hit that bell so you know when those notifications come in. And I want you to stay with me and learn about